Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone. My name is Kathy. We had previously reported to you the fact that Karen Laramie, the mother of Madison Mogen, had filed a complaint in the District Court of the 2nd Judicial District in the state of Idaho, in and for the County of Latah, against the City of Moscow, a municipal corporation, seeking an injunction to prevent the City of Moscow to release further items from their investigatory files into the crimes that occurred at 1122 King Road on November 13th, 2022. We had also notified you that Ms. Laramie was successful in obtaining the temporary restraining order / injunction, and that a hearing was scheduled to occur on the matter before the Honorable Megan E. Marshall, District Court Judge, on August 21st, 2025. If you have not yet had an opportunity to review our prior content, please do so, because at this point what I wanted to do is to share with you the court order that rescheduled the hearing on this motion for a preliminary injunction. And it states as follows. On August 20th, 2025, the parties filed a stipulation to reschedule the hearing on plaintiff's motion for a preliminary injunction. Having considered the motion, and with good cause appearing, now it is hereby ordered that the hearing on plaintiff's motion for a preliminary injunction is rescheduled from August 21st, 2025 at 10 a.m. to August 28th, 2025 at 10 a.m. The hearing will take place in person at the Latah County Courthouse, courtroom number 3. Hearing will be live streamed, and the location of the hearing is indicated in this court order, ladies and gentlemen. It is further ordered that any additional briefing or documents related to the motion shall be filed by August 26th, 2025. It is further ordered that the temporary restraining order issued on August 15th, 2025 shall remain in effect until further order of this court. This is dated August 20th, 2025, and it is signed by Megan E. Marshall as District Court Judge. Ladies and gentlemen, if I could point out a few things here, provide some opinions and commentary. First, courtroom number 3 is the same courtroom that the proceedings in Idaho versus Kohberger occurred in back in 2023, 2024, prior to change of venue. At that time, it was Judge John Judge who presided over the case as District Court Judge. Also, Judge Megan E. Marshall presided over the case in her capacity as not a district court judge, but as magistrate judge. She was very heavily involved in the case from its inception. She issued the order finding probable cause based on the affidavit of Brett Payne that was filed on December 29th, 2022. She also signed Mr. Kohberger's arrest warrant and presided over the case. Indeed, she signed the first gag order, aka non-dissemination order, as requested by the parties, State of Idaho and Mr. Kohberger through their attorneys, on day 4 of the case, on January 3rd, 2023. Secondly, we see here that the initial hearing that was scheduled to occur on the 21st has been reset, and this was based on an agreement between the parties that it was reset. And it's being reset to an in-person hearing. It was originally set to occur via Zoom as a virtual hearing. This hearing will be live streamed, as this order says. This is the location where you can watch the proceedings transmitted live if you wish on the 28th of August. It's 10 o'clock in Moscow time. Recall that if you were on the East Coast and watched one of the hearings that were transmitted live before the Honorable Stephen J. Hippler in Ada County, and you lived, for example, on the East Coast of the United States, such as Atlanta or New York, there was a 2-hour time difference between Ada County and the East Coast. There's a 3-hour time difference between Latah County, where Moscow is located, and the East Coast. So if you're going to watch the proceeding, make sure that you're checking what the correct time is where you are located. The court is giving additional briefings or documents related to this motion a court-ordered deadline of August 26th, 2025. I have been speculating if the media is going to somehow get involved in this case, as they have many times. The media got involved, for example, in 2023, attempting to set aside or vacate the non-dissemination order that was in place. They went so far as going to the Supreme Court of Idaho in their mission. They were unsuccessful. It wasn't until Judge Stephen J. Hippler, on the media's motion to set aside that non-dissemination order, was set aside on July 17th, 2025. And it was because of that that we started to see interviews being given, particularly by the state of Idaho, not the defense. The defense has not been heard of as of yet. And then there were documents that have been disseminated to the public at large, both by the Moscow Police Department and the Idaho State Police. And we learned in the temporary restraining order that was issued that the Moscow City was going to go ahead and disseminate more information, including what appears to be body cam imagery. And what they did is they gave the heads up to the attorney for the Laramie family, and then this lawsuit filed. Please look at our prior content on the temporary restraining order to see where in the temporary restraining order that is documented. And finally, what the court's doing here is basically everything's going to stay put. There's going to be no change in status. The temporary restraining order stays in place until this hearing. The order was entered ex parte, meaning the city of Moscow was not present. They will be present at this hearing. We can determine that because they filed a response and they entered into a stipulation to agree to its adjournment to the 28th in lieu of the 21st of August. If you have any comments, any thoughts, any opinions on this matter, please leave them here until next time. This is Kathy. Thank you for joining us here today.